Why does Arnab Goswami civil liberties get protected in a swift and robust way? And why does he get a get out of jail free card when he every night, not every night, but many nights, damages the civil liberties of others? And somebody like Sudha Bharadwaj, who stands up consistently for the civil liberties of others, not get the same kind of swift due process and protection of civil liberties and limiting of the state excesses against him. I don't think anyone can disagree with that view, that personal liberty is of the highest value. And I think that where the Supreme Court is the sentinel on the privilege, and it is, I think, vital for them to, where something seems blatantly wrong and somebody has come before them, to interfere, right? When there is personal liberty involved. I think my difficulty, and I think the difficulty that a lot of people have in this particular case, is that here is a person who has called many, many others terrorists without any basis for doing so. Not just has it resulted in damage to their reputations, frequently it has also actually, I think, resulted in influencing all sorts of state actors in depriving these people of their personal liberty. And I think that is quite easily demonstrable, the connection between his speech and the deprivation of their personal liberty. His and maybe a couple of others who consistently toe the line of this particular regime. So in that case, where he has contributed to Umar Khalid being branded as a terrorist, to Sudha Bharadwaj and a number of others in the Bhima Koregaon case being deprived of their liberty, then should he get a priority pass to a get out of jail free card when the High Court has heard the counsel out of turn on a Saturday for a long period and said that, look, the magistrate will decide in 4 days? I think the answer actually is yes. However, what this must mean in a Supreme Court that must go by precedent, must exercise inherent jurisdiction in a court inconsistently. And I think consistency is of the highest value right now, when not only is politics polarized, but the polity and the citizenry is also polarized. And as Justice Chandrachud quite rightly said, where the value of personal liberty has been diminished and is being trampled on in our country in a variety of ways, in that context, consistency is vital. I think it's important to remember that good precedent is something that is cited regardless of where, what your facts are and who you are in a particular given case. One is just saying that the discretion should be exercised as rigorously in every case then that goes before the court, right? Not just in cases like Goswami's, where he has the benefit of lots of money and lots of fancy lawyers. Now let us look at consistency. We just spoke of Sudha Bharadwaj. We just spoke of others who were accused in the Bhima Koregaon case. Some of these people were lodged in Taloja jail along with Mr. Goswami. On the 24th of September, just a few weeks ago, the Supreme Court refused to entertain a plea seeking bail for lawyer and activist Sudha Bharadwaj, who had been detained in the Bhima Koregaon case that's been probed by the National Investigation Agency. Who is Sudha Bharadwaj? Sudha Bharadwaj is someone who refused American citizenship. She went to MIT, she had the sort of highest credentials, she could have done anything she wanted, but she refused her American citizenship. She set it aside and she came back to serve some of the most disadvantaged people in this country. She was also tipped to be a high court judge, actually. It's a sort of informal grapevine, right? Nothing was recovered from her. No incriminating material was found. Her health condition was bad. She suffers from diabetes and other comorbidities for COVID. She was in jail for 2 years already. No charges had been framed, right? A number of tests were required, and she just wanted interim bail, and she said that she would be diagnosed and thereafter surrender herself. In Sudha Bharadwaj's case, the court noted that a bail plea was pending before the High Court. In Arnab Goswami's case, a bail plea was also pending before a court. It was pending before the Sessions Court. So it's, it's quite similar. The Supreme Court said that, look, either you withdraw it or we will dismiss it. But I don't see how the Supreme Court, in its role as sentinel on the qui vive, can ignore the fact that in case after case after case, this regime is using these terror laws in order to bypass the safeguards, the constitutional safeguards, the civil liberties that are enshrined in the CRPC. So we have a situation where Sudha Bharadwaj, right, who has stood up for the rights of others all her life, who is a hardworking, upstanding citizen, is in jail. And I'm not saying take my character certificate for it. I am saying that if the Supreme Court could look into her hardship, could look into the fact that there was no recovery from her, that there is no evidence in her possession, if they could look into the documents of the case and examine it and apply their minds, then is that something that is not required in the interests of upholding everybody's personal liberty?